We got over 211,000 Spotify streams on this release in 11 months for $565. I am going to show you how. My name is Alex, and this is Nani. And between us, we have run over $500,000 in meta ad campaigns for Spotify promotion over the past year alone. This release included 2 tracks. So far, this release has made back $509, so we're pretty close to breaking even. At the moment, the track is bringing in around $50 per month. So within a month or 2, this track will have broken even and will start profiting after that. We are going to get into the campaign setup in a second, but first, let's look at the final results. This campaign started when the song was released and ended just over a month afterwards. We can see when the campaign ended on the save graph because it's when the saves plummeted. Usually during a campaign, the saves are at their peak. The streams, however, continued to go after the campaign was over. Ideally, this dip wouldn't happen and the song would continue to get the same number of streams it got during the campaign or more, but this song decreased a little bit and in the recent months has started to grow some more. So that's a really good sign. I'm happy with how the song performed and I would definitely do this again. If we're going to look at the details, like the countries and everything, I'm going to have to go into the actual song details instead of the release details. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to choose the individual track that performed the best on this release to do that. So if we look over the 12-month period of the track that performed better, we actually are getting the same number of streams, if not more, every single day now than we did during the campaign of this song. If we look at the locations, this song actually did pretty well in countries that cost more to advertise in. Our top countries are Canada, Germany, United States. Our algorithmic boosts that happened with this song happened in these countries, mostly the United States, as we can see here. And in our ad itself, we included countries like Brazil, Mexico, countries that typically pay less per stream but are easier to target because they cost less to promote in. But we still ended up getting Germany, Canada, and United States as the top countries that converted for the song, even though we included these other countries in the targeting. Over on the meta ads side, we can see here, let me move myself out of the way. Our total spend was $500 for this campaign. Our cost came out to be 22 cents per conversion. So that's 22 cents to get somebody from Facebook or Instagram all the way over to Spotify. So this cost actually was decreasing as time went on. Towards the end of our campaign, we were getting below 20 cents per conversion. And keep in mind, most of these were happening in the United States, Germany, and Canada. It is also important to point out that we did have some playlisting going on for this song, so $500 in meta ads, but then $65 went into playlisting. So that wasn't an insignificant amount of streams that we got. As you can see here, this playlist here has contributed almost 30,000 streams to this 153,000 stream song, but the Radio Discover Weekly, that has contributed the most, and we can also see just over the last 28 days, unfortunately, that listeners' playlist and own library is also a good chunk of our current streams. Now here is the overview of the process of sending someone from an ad to Spotify. This is an example of one of the ads we ran. As you can see, it is super simple. If you've watched my other videos, you know this is usually the style that works the best for us. The user, when they see this ad, they would click listen now, and they'd be taken to this landing page. This landing page is provided by Hyped It. I like these landing pages because the subscription isn't that expensive, and I like that you can edit the colors. So someone would click on this Spotify button. That is what we're measuring from Meta. It's called a Hyped It Smart Link click. That's what we're optimizing around, and it's what we're tracking. The user would then be taken to the Spotify app where the song starts playing automatically. All right, let's take a look back at the actual setup of this ad campaign. As I mentioned, we ran it around $15 a day. For this ad campaign, I ran 2 ad sets. The reason I had 2 is because I was promoting both the radio edit and the full version of the song. I wanted to see which one did better on Spotify before putting the rest of the budget into that one. I didn't turn this one off because it had a higher cost per conversion. These are so similar that the difference between this cost is probably random, considering that most of the same ads were used for both of these songs. We will look at the one that got more budget though, and that is the radio edit version. I used 5 different creatives. As usual, they all have the exact same visual. So I already showed you the visual. The only thing different amongst all of them is the part of the song that's playing. The part of the song that did best is the pre-chorus. That one ran at 21 cents per conversion overall, and that beat out the others some by a pretty good margin. All right, here we're going to go line by line with everything I did for this campaign. No special ad categories here. Campaign type is auction, and we're using the engagement campaign objective. I set a $500 spending limit on this campaign. I turned Advantage campaign budget off so that I could choose how much was going into each version of the song, and I did not do any A/B testing for this. We're going to look at the radio edit ad set. These are both essentially the same. I did add Facebook placements to this one. I sometimes add Facebook to see if it can bring down the cost, and in this case, it seems like it did because this cost was lower than the Instagram only ad set. I used conversion location website, performance goal, maximize number of conversions. I used the same pixel I use for all of the other songs that I promote. I did the Hyped It SmartLink click conversion event, which is only available through the Hyped It landing page, what I showed you here before. I did not do a cost per result goal, no dynamic creative, and at this point I had been doing $10 per day, but on average it was $15 per day for the month and 5 days. Start date was the day of the release. Here are the countries that I targeted. The country spreadsheet is floating around on my YouTube channel somewhere. I'll link it in the description as well. I target all of these countries for all of my campaigns. I rarely will specifically target the higher paying countries, maybe for a playlist campaign, but for this I include all of my countries. Even if you have lower paying countries that are cheaper to advertise to, if countries that are higher paying like the song more, those will be the countries that get the majority of the ad impressions. I did age 18 to 50, all genders, and then the targeting, I targeted Spotify, narrowed it by EDM, and then narrowed it again by gaming. I don't really do the gaming one anymore. This is something I did just because I thought my EDM is like gaming EDM, but it hasn't actually improved campaigns at all, so I typically just do Spotify narrowed by EDM. No A/B test for this. Beneficiary and payer, that's just who's benefiting and paying for the ad. This here, this wasn't even there when I made the ad campaign. Meta changes their ad manager like every single week, so stuff pops up all the time. Don't know what that is. We'll have to come back to that. I did manual placements and did all of the video Instagram placements as well as Facebook video placements and Messenger stories. And then nothing down here. We'll look at this ad. They all have essentially the same text and the same destination. I used my labels Facebook and Instagram pages. I did manual upload, single image or video. And for the text, I do something along the lines of, if you like this, then you will like this song. So if you like future bass, you'll like this song. If you like EDM, you'll like this song. And then I'll sometimes try things like POV, you love EDM, and your partner left you. Usually, this is the text that works best, but Meta will choose which text to use based on the person it's showing the ad to, so just give it a decent number of options. I do not do headlines. I don't check this creative text generation because it usually sucks. And the call to action is listen now, and I do have optimized text per person enabled. The Advantage Creative, 3 out of 5 of these are on because they didn't have the others when I made the ad campaign, but at the moment I am doing all 5 Advantage Creative enhancements. Here is the destination. This is where I'm sending people after they click on the ad. That is just to the same landing page we've already looked at a few times. I hope this video helps you with your own music promotion. If you are an EDM artist and you don't want to do any of this, click the link in the description of this video to submit a demo to us for possible release. You don't have to spend a dime when you release a song with us. We spend the dimes for you.